What's up, internet world? What's up? What's up? Uh, I was once told whenever you got big events going on, to not pay attention to the big event, but pay attention to what's going on behind closed doors. And I would always keep that in my thoughts and wonder, what exactly could be going on behind closed doors when we have big events going on. Now, um, Sunday we had the Super Bowl, and the topic of everyone's conversation after the Super Bowl was, as you can see, too, not that side, that side. The topic of everyone's conversation was Usher Raymond and Alicia Keys. As you can see, Usher, he was hugged up on Alicia Keys pretty tight. Some people say that it was inappropriate. Some people say that it wasn't. They're performers, they're professional, they know how to conduct themselves. From what I see, it looks like Usher trying to put his hands into the peach cobbler, if you ask me. And Alicia Keys, she got a big smile on her face. She doesn't look like she appears to have a problem with giving him a little bit of them yams, if you know what I'm saying. See, me and my old lady, we were talking about this, and she was saying how this hand that Alicia Keys is embracing Usher with is a hand of uncomfortableness. A hand that's saying, hey, you are pushing the line with, hugging up on me a little bit too sexual. In my opinion, I would say that she knew exactly what she was doing, because these things are not just done on the spur of the moment. These things are actually rehearsed before they're able to go in front of a big crowd and perform. If anyone can remembers when Janet Jackson had the wardrobe malfunction, and she exposed herself during the Super Bowl. This has been so many years ago, maybe like 15 years ago, maybe more. I'm not even sure. But um, supposedly that was not a rehearsed thing. It was a wardrobe malfunction. I'll give them that. But this here is not a wardrobe malfunction. This is choreography that was pre-rehearsed. Um, they knew that they were going to be, in so many words, uh, embracing each other in a sexual manner. Usher is making it look and seem as if it's harmless, but uh, from different angles of this video or different angles of this um, performance, you can see Usher trying to put his cinnamon stick into the peach cobbler. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Now, Alicia Keys may and may not have been trying to give him a little indication that, hey, you're going a little too far, a little too far. Let's not go any further than this. And as I say, she has had a chance to rehearse before they actually take the stage. And it's not whether or not Swiss Beats think that they took it too far. This is actual uh, on the shoulders of Alicia Keys, because she has children that are going to be watching her do this. And does this send a signal to your young daughter or to other young women out there that it's okay to allow a man to hug and embrace you from your backside when it's all just fun and games? I would beg to differ, because some may say that it's okay. You had people like Gilly the Kid come out and he said, you know, people shouldn't have a problem with this because you got guys that have been cheated on, and I hear it. But just in my opinion, the respect level that you want to show for, for your spouse or whoever you're in a relationship with, you want to have a certain level of respect that's going to make that person not feel a certain kind of way. Now, Swiss Beats did go on record to say that, hey, there's no negative vibes or no whatever he said. That sounds good. But as a man, men take mental records of stuff like this as well as women. You're taking a mental record, and this is not going unnoticed. You're not just going to allow for a man to hug up on your woman like this. You may act as if it's not a big problem at the time, but given a little bit of time, we'll probably see some type of disdainment between these two men moving forward into the future. I can almost bet my bottom dollar on it. This is something that I feel, even if it wasn't supposed to be taken as in depth as it's been taken, this is just another distraction, which brings me to my next point. Because while we were eating chicken wings and, dunking your chips in the cheese dip on Sunday during the Super Bowl, there was big deals being done behind closed doors. And that is the fact that the congressional and the Senate, the Congress and the Senate were on the floor coming to an agreement for the Ukraine and Israel funding bill. This is something that was being worked on over the last maybe week and a half. It started off as, I think, 115 million that they were trying to, they were trying to set up to get funding for. Let's see, it says a wartime funding bill likely to pass in the Senate after procedural hurdle cleared, but prospects uncertain in Republican-led House. Excuse me while I'm reading, because my reading is a little bit jumbled right now. But it started off as a bill for 115 billion with a B, and you had about 60 votes. The Senate voted 66 to 33, exceeding a 60 vote margin to sweep aside the last hurdle and limit debate on the measure to finalize the bill 30 hours before the vote had passed. That was on last Wednesday. Okay, they couldn't get it to pass at 150 billion with a B. So, they went back to the drawing board, and they said, hey man, let's get this done. Chuck Schumer, who was a strong advocate for this, he went on record to say that, they want this bill to be in effect. Now, what does this actually mean? Okay, because you have 115 billion that was denied, but 95 billion that was accepted, and this was done all while you were watching the Super Bowl. Okay, this is your money. As an American citizen, this is your money that is being sent to aid foreign countries when we have problems here in our own country. I've always been told, how you gonna feed your neighbors and you in your own house starving? You got your satchel of food and your canteen of water, and you got the nerve to go knocking on the next door neighbor's door and ask them, are they hungry and would they like something to drink? All the while, your children have been begging you for something to eat and something to drink all day, and you ain't gave them nothing to drink or eat yet. And you feel the need to take it upon yourself to go and feed your neighbors. I'm not understanding that. It says the measure includes 60 billion in funding for Ukraine, where soldiers are running out of ammunition as the country seeks to repel Russian troops nearly 2 years after the invasion. Much of that money would go towards supporting Ukraine military operations and the replenishing of the U.S. supply of weapons and equipment that have been sent to the front lines. Another 14 billion will go to support Israel and U.S. military troops operating in the region. That's a lot of money, and you know that is the money that people like the drive-through worker, people like the person that is serving you your coffee when you go in Starbucks, you know, the bus driver that is picking you up at the bus stop. That's money that are coming out of these people checks every week. That's a hard pill to swallow, but that's exactly what it is. Another 14 billion will go towards, excuse me, more than 8 billion will go towards the support of U.S. partners in the Indo-Pacific region, including Taiwan, as part of its efforts to deter aggression by China. Now, I'm not sure if this is a way of gearing up for World War III, but the way it seems, you know, we have a lot of fighting going on now. It seems like World War III has already started. I know that this is an election year, and I'm not sure if Trump's going to be able to get into that seat. But I'm almost willing to say that it's being set up so once Trump gets into office, then World War III will initially be declared. I mean, there's already a lot of fighting going on. They just haven't officially said that there's World War III going on. I want to take a look at let me see if I can pull this stuff you got. All right, behind me here is the foreign aid since 2010. As you can see, this is from 2010 to 2020. We've sent a little over 15 billion to Afghanistan. Okay, this is kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get this chart up here. Hold on 1 second. Because there's a lot of money being funneled out of the country right here. And I know people may say, man, who cares? Well, I understand. If you don't care, then you just don't care. But when it's your money, I feel as if you should care, you know? Because some people are just not willing just to, just to give their money out. And why should you be willing to give your, just hand your money out to people that are basically going to the gambling table with your money and letting your money be put on the gambling table, and you have no say-so in it? Why would you do that? You know, I don't really see the need to let someone else sit at the poker table with my chips. You know? Let me see here. Let me see if I can get I'm not sure if you guys can actually do that, but since 2010, we've sent about a little over 15 billion to Afghanistan. Okay, and then uh, 2010 to 2020, we sent a little under 5 billion to Israel. A little under 5 billion. We're looking at maybe about 3 billion. This is with the B, to Iraq. Maybe about between 2.8 to 3 billion to Jordan. And right now, from 2010 to 2022, we're approaching right at about 1.5 to 2 billion that has been sent to Ukraine. Okay. Now, I don't know if the money that's being sent there is going to be um, is ever going to be accounted for when it comes to the American people being able to reap the benefit off of maybe some type of resource that is coming out of Ukraine, whether it be oil, whether it be some type of uh, some grain, rice, or what exactly Ukraine produces that we'll be able to take advantage of. But as it stands now, um, we're not in a position where we should be giving anything out to anyone. You know, that's to me that does not it just does not equate to the money that is going out of the door of the United States of America. The front door is wide open, and the money that is being accumulated through taxes and the hard work of the American citizens just being able to be distributed out into the world just so freely with no repercussions of it. You know, at the time of the Super Bowl, no one was really looking into what exactly what was going on with this, um, with this bill. And now that we have the bill that has been passed, there is no, uh, there's no indication on them trying to fix the border issue. Because at one time, it was said that the bill being passed would give a little bit more of encouragement for them to fix the border issue. There's a lot of people that are being brought into this country that in turn is bringing this country to a point where we're going to be forced into a position of lawlessness. Lawlessness. However you say that word, you know where I'm going with it. Once you get so many people here, and I actually feel as if they're setting it up to where you'll have so many people into this country, you don't really have a lot of economic based um, energy. America's not really producing anything. The world doesn't buy anything from us. So the only thing that we can do is, cause a self-inflicted wound and cause ourselves to create money for ourselves by injuring ourselves. So bringing in, a bunch of people that are here illegally, then in turn, in years to come, you can strengthen ISIS, which in turn will create some type of military force where you can use this as a setup to impose your will on people's privacy by going into people's homes without warrant because you're so-called looking for immigrants, criminalized immigrants. In so many words, this could be a setup for that. These are just, these are just thoughts that I have. I'm not necessarily saying that these are actually going to be things that'll come to pass, but you have things like this that are always a uh, scenario that could play out for these type of events that are going on now, because we see chaos being created now, and it will only be a matter of time before they try to give us the solution for the chaos. Man, this is a real big problem. I don't think that people are actually taking the time and understand what exactly is going on. I don't know if maybe it's me because of the age that I'm coming to now that I start to pay attention a little bit more to what's going on in the country. As a younger man, I could care less about it. Now it seems that, I pay a little bit more attention to it. Uh, I don't know if that's because some of the other things that at a younger age that I paid attention to are starting to be boring to me now, and stuff like this is a little bit more important when you try to have a career. You try to make sure you're doing things correctly so that you can live a certain type of standard in life. Those are just things that play themselves out as time goes on. Um, it's just real interesting to watch how the country can be undermined in a certain kind of way that will cause the people of this country to be um, pickpocketed for their hard earnings. So just thought I would share that with you guys. Just some of the thoughts that I'm having. I'm just reading through some of these articles as I'm talking to you, and looking at some of these numbers. It's just amazing at how the people that have control over our livelihoods make decisions for us. And I guess that's why it's so important to kind of keep an ear to the political standpoint of these people and who's doing what. Is voting going to be the answer? Um, I guess so. If you're voting locally, that's going to be the answer to getting some of these issues solved. But that's just something to think about, man. Y'all put that in your little pipe and smoke it. I got to see a man about a dog. See you on the next one.